Sheng, top member of the Politburo Standing Committee, China's de facto highest ruling body, visited Xinjiang Uyghur Autonomous Region on September the 29th, 2015. His visit marks important developments in the People's Republic of China. First of all, Beijing is concerned over the Uyghur Islamist threat. Chinese intelligence believes that about 3,000 Uyghur militants have been fighting at the side of ISIS and al-Nusra in Syria. Most of them get training in Afghanistan and then militants move to Syria or Iraq. China notes that the Turkish National Intelligence Organization, MIT, provides support to them. On account of this, South Front Analysis and Intelligence wants to remember that Saudi Arabia's special services had a strong position in Afghanistan and links with al-Nusra, so it's hardly possible to believe that MIT is the only supporter of these developments. On the other hand, Yu Zhengsheng's public activity is linked to his possibility to become head of the Politburo Standing Committee. Experts believe that in this case, Chinese security chiefs will get more influence to impact China's foreign policy. So, it will likely start to counter Islamist militant groups more actively. This will lead to the intensification of antagonisms with MIT, which supports Uyghur separatists in China. Furthermore, the situation is already tense. On July the 9th, Thailand confirmed that it had deported more than 100 Uyghurs to China. This fact drew so-called international attention from human rights groups and the Turkic-speaking community, particularly in Turkey. Indeed, these Uyghurs were militants and used Bangkok as a transfer point on the way to Turkey. MIT was helping them in this. In China's case, Ankara's common goal to unite the so-called Turkic world has turned into building its own center of influence in Xinjiang Uyghur Autonomous Region. Obviously, Beijing doesn't like this. Thus, China will answer rigidly if Turkey, Saudi Arabia and Qatar will continue to try to destabilize the Xinjiang Uyghur Autonomous Region. In turn, Western powers can support destabilization of the region if they believe that China is ready to start a military operation in the Middle East. In any case, Beijing will prefer to act on foreign soil, at least in the Middle East and Central Asia. China has major economic interest in Tajikistan. It needs stability of the regime there. Another important point is Uzbekistan. The Islamic Movement of Uzbekistan, IMU, militant group is a main threat there. It has a major human potential. A destabilization in Uzbekistan will definitely fire the whole of Central Asia. To protect its economic interest and political influence in Central Asia, on March the 1st, Beijing proposed a joint counter-terrorism mechanism with Afghanistan, Pakistan and Tajikistan as a project to boost regional security. This initiative is a clear sign that China is seeking to become more involved in security issues beyond its borders. In long terms, it will also fuel China's political influence in the region. China's economic interests in the region is spreading through the region largely because of its One Belt, One Road initiative. The goal of this initiative is to develop trade and transit links among Central and Southeast Asia, the Middle East and Europe. However, many of those interests could easily be undermined by local threats, especially in Central and South Asia. In Afghanistan and Pakistan, militant groups have increased operations and the whole region is suffering from instability, fueled by social problems and corruption of local governments. China's counter-terrorism project is meant to address the growing threat of militancy in the region. There are no details of the proposed mechanism structure, scope or funding. Nonetheless, Afghanistan has already voiced its support for the idea. Other regional countries have also shown great interest in stabilizing Afghanistan to prevent terrorist groups and refugees from flowing across their borders. It's likely that the initiative's potential members want to ensure that China's $45 billion investment package for infrastructure, energy and transit projects called the China-Pakistan Economic Corridor is realized.